Have you ever looked at your paycheck and thought, wait, I'm earning more than I was 3 years ago, so why does it feel tighter? You got the raise, maybe even a promotion. The number on paper is bigger. Your parents are proud. Your LinkedIn looks impressive. And yet, at the end of the month, your bank account feels strangely familiar, slightly stretched, slightly anxious, like you're running just to stay in the same place. You're not irresponsible, you're not bad with money, and you're definitely not alone. So what's actually happening here? Because this isn't just about inflation. It's not just about rent going up or groceries getting expensive. There's something deeper going on, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. Let's start with what most people assume. They think, I just need to earn more. More income equals more breathing room, more security, more freedom. And logically, that makes sense. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Earning more doesn't automatically make you feel richer. It often just raises the bar. See, money doesn't exist in isolation. It lives inside your expectations. When you earned less, you expected less. A smaller apartment felt normal. Cooking at home felt normal. Saying no to trips felt normal. Then your income grew, and slowly, almost invisibly, your normal shifted. A better apartment, more eating out, nicer clothes for work, subscriptions you barely notice anymore, gifts that are slightly more generous. None of it feels extravagant, it feels appropriate. That's the trap. There are three forces working quietly in the background. The first is inflation. Now, inflation isn't dramatic. It doesn't announce itself loudly. It's subtle. It's groceries that cost 10% more. It's rent that climbs each year. It's school fees, fuel, electricity, all inching upward. If your salary goes up 8%, but your cost of living rises 6%, your real gain is small. And sometimes your salary increases slower than your lifestyle expenses. So even though the number grows, your purchasing power barely moves. It's like walking up an escalator that's moving down. You're climbing, but the ground isn't as stable as it looks. But inflation alone doesn't explain the feeling, because even in years when inflation is moderate, people still feel squeezed. That's where the second force comes in, lifestyle creep. Lifestyle creep doesn't feel like spending more. It feels like upgrading responsibly. When you were a student or early in your career, you tolerated inconvenience, shared spaces, budget brands, long commutes. Then your income improved, and you told yourself, I deserve better. And honestly, you do. But here's the psychological twist. Human beings adapt very quickly to improvements. The first time you move into a nicer apartment, it feels amazing. You feel successful, relieved. 3 months later, it just feels normal. The same thing happens with cars, phones, restaurants, travel. What once felt like luxury becomes baseline. And when baseline rises, your monthly expenses rise quietly with it. Not because you're reckless, but because your brain recalibrates. You don't feel like you're spending more, you feel like you're maintaining your standard. That's lifestyle creep, and it's almost invisible while it's happening. Now, here's the third force, and this one is the most powerful: expectation drift. This one is psychological. Let's say 5 years ago, you told yourself, if I make this amount, I'll feel secure. You hit that number, but instead of feeling secure, your brain moved the goalpost. Now, security means something slightly bigger, a slightly higher savings account, a slightly more impressive life. Your expectations grow with your income. You don't measure yourself against your past anymore. You measure yourself against your new peer group. At a lower salary, your comparison circle was different. Now you're surrounded by people earning more, spending more, living differently. And suddenly, what once felt like success feels average. It's not greed, it's human nature. Our brains are wired for relative comparison. So even when your life improves objectively, it may not improve emotionally. And that's why your salary feels smaller. not because it is smaller, but because your internal definition of enough keeps expanding. Let me give you a simple example. Imagine someone earning $30,000 per month. Their rent is $8,000, groceries $4,000, transport $3,000. They save a little. 5 years later, they're earning $60,000, double the salary. But now rent is $18,000 because they upgraded. Groceries cost more because they buy better brands. They eat out more. They have subscriptions, maybe an EMI for a car. Suddenly, their fixed monthly commitments are $45,000 or $50,000. Technically, they're earning twice as much, but emotionally, they still feel stretched. In some cases, even more stressed, because now they have more to maintain, more expectations, more lifestyle to protect, more things that can go wrong. Higher income increases comfort, but it can also increase fragility if expenses rise just as fast. That's the part nobody talks about. There's also something else happening quietly: time anxiety. As your income grows, your responsibilities often grow too. You work longer hours, you take on more pressure, you're more important at work. So now money isn't the only thing you're spending mental energy. When you feel exhausted, but your financial situation doesn't feel dramatically better, it creates a strange disconnect. You think, I'm working harder, I'm earning more, so why don't I feel freer? Because income growth without intentional design doesn't automatically create freedom, it just scales your current life. If your life was chaotic before, you just have a more expensive version of chaos. If your spending was unintentional before, it's now unintentionally larger, and that can feel disappointing. So what's the turning point? It's realizing that more income only helps if you protect the gap between what you earn and what you spend. That gap is what creates peace, not the salary number itself. When the gap widens, you feel breathing room. When the gap shrinks, even at higher income, you feel tension. And here's the mindset shift that changed everything. Instead of asking, how do I earn more? I started asking, how do I prevent my lifestyle from expanding automatically? Not dramatically, not with extreme frugality, just intentionally. Because the truth is, you can't control inflation. You can't fully control the economy. You can't control market cycles. But you can control how quickly your expectations grow. You can decide that not every raise needs to translate into higher fixed costs. You can let your income rise faster than your lifestyle growth. And when that happens, something subtle changes. You start feeling ahead instead of behind. Here's what that looks like in real life. When you get a raise, instead of upgrading everything immediately, you pause. You let your current lifestyle stay stable for a while. You increase your savings rate before increasing your spending rate. You upgrade slowly, consciously, not automatically. You choose improvements that genuinely increase your happiness, not just your status. Maybe you upgrade your mattress because sleep affects your health, but you skip the unnecessary car upgrade that doubles your EMI. Maybe you travel once meaningfully instead of eating out 3 extra times every week. It's not about deprivation, it's about design. Because money is emotional. If your expenses grow out of habit, you'll always feel slightly behind. If your expenses grow out of choice, you'll feel in control. That's a very different feeling. There's also power in redefining enough. Most people never define it, they just keep chasing a moving number. But what if enough isn't about impressing anyone? What if enough is simply having a few months of expenses saved, manageable fixed costs, and the ability to say no to something that drains you? That's quiet power, and it doesn't require an extreme salary. It requires protecting the gap. It requires noticing when lifestyle creep is happening and gently slowing it down. It requires remembering that inflation affects everyone, but expectation drift is personal. You can't stop prices from rising, but you can stop your definition of normal from rising at the same speed. And here's something comforting. If your salary feels smaller this year, pause before blaming yourself. Look at the systems around you. Look at the subtle upgrades. Look at the expectations that shifted without permission, and then gently adjust. Because financial peace isn't about the biggest paycheck in the room, it's about the person whose expenses don't control them. It's about the person who can breathe at the end of the month. It's about the person who defines enough and actually believes it. And that's something you can build, slowly, intentionally, without pressure. Because progress beats perfection, and feeling slightly calmer this year than last is already a form of wealth.